right. Shalom. Shalom. This is another episode, another broadcast of the History Times with myself, Elder Gocc of the Garden Christ Church. Just giving everybody a little bit of time to come in, having a little bit of technical issues right now. Hope we're coming through. You can hear us live and clear. Alrighty. If you can see us, good. All right, so let's give everybody like a minute or two to just get in with it, and then we can start. All right. So this is an episode here of Did You Know? All right. Now, did you know that in the year in the 1600s there was a rabbi by the name of let's get his name here. A rabbi. Turn off phone, please, off real quick. Just turn it off. Do that so I can't hear myself. There's a rabbi by the name of Sabbatai Zeti. Hold up, let me get his right name. Sorry. Here. Yeah, Zevi. Sabbatai Zevi. Did you know? Sabbatai Zevi. All right. And basically, Sabbatai Zevi was a Kabbalist in the 1600s. Who believed that he was the Jewish Messiah promised. Okay? The Jewish Messiah promised. And had some very interesting teachings. You can go and look it up. Look up what they were about. Now about a century later, after Zevi, had passed, you had another person on the scene by the name of Jacob Frank. Now, Jacob Frank believed himself to be the reincarnation of Sabbatai Zevi. All right. Now, very interesting the beliefs of their belief system. Okay. Now I have a book here, and based on for copyright reasons, I can't put this book out. All right. Once we get the permission from the author, then we'll be able to then add the name of the book to the description. But for now, we won't be able to do it. But very interesting book and very interesting information that you can actually go and look up. You can actually find this out there on Google or, what have you. All right. Now, Jacob Frank formed the religion, or they're known as the Frankists. Okay. And I'm going to read a little excerpt from this book here. And it says, the Frankists believed that in the Messianic age, the laws of the Torah were no longer valid. Now, very key to note that. Sabbatai Zevi believed that he was the Messiah promised. Sabbatai Zevi, I don't get that name correct. He believed he was the Messiah promised. So they believe that in the age of the Messiah, the laws of the Torah don't matter no more. Does that sound familiar to anybody? The laws of the Torah doesn't matter anymore. I'll read it again. The Frankists believed that in the Messianic age, the laws of the Torah were no longer valid. And all that had been formerly prohibited were now permitted. So whatever the Bible says, thou shalt not, that's done away with. Think about it. What does that sound like? It says here, I'll read it again. The Frankists believe that in the Messianic age, talking about the Messiah, the laws of the Torah were no longer valid. And all that had been formerly prohibited were now permitted, or even mandatory. This includes all prohibited sexual unions and incest. Therefore, the practices which included orgiastic sexual promiscuous rites led the Jewish community to brand them as heretics. So because of what they were coming with, it was that it was heretical amongst even the Jewish circles. All right, let me jump down here some more. It says here, Frank preached a religious myth of nihilism. Ultimately, Frank taught his followers that the overthrow and destruction of society was the only thing that could save mankind. So they believe that society, with all its morals, with all its standards, should be overthrown. Sounds familiar? I'll keep reading. It says this: despite the fact that they were all outwardly religious, because why? When you study it, Sabbatai Zevi converted into Islam, under the Ottoman Empire to escape being killed. His prophet at the time, Prophet Nathan, became a Catholic priest. Now, what it is that they do? They go into like religions, and they appear to be, of a religious nature, but the undertone of what they believe in is very, very, very different from holding any moral beliefs as a religion would put forth. Okay, let me keep reading some more here. It says, despite the fact that they were outwardly religious, the Frankists sought the annihilation of every religion and positive system of belief, and they dreamed of a general revolution that would sweep away the past in a single stroke so that the world might be rebuilt. Of the revolutionary philosophy of the Frankists, Jeshurun Sholem wrote in the Kabbalah and its symbolism. For Frank, anarchic destruction represented all the Luciferian radiance, all the positive tones and overtones of the world life. Now check this out. It says Jacob Frank promulgated his nihilist religion as a way to Esau or Edom. According to Frank, all the great patriarchs had sought the way to the Most High, the way to God, but without success. It was therefore necessary to find a new way, which nature unbridled by law. In order to achieve this goal, it would be necessary to abolish all laws. So we said we'll start this program here as History Times. All right. Did you know you need to go and check out some of these beliefs, some of these tenets, and look at where it's coming from. Okay. Let's keep reading here. The last two lines of the paragraph. It says here, in order to achieve this goal, it was necessary to abolish all laws, but to be accomplished in secret. As the true believers had already passed through Judaism and Islam, they are now also to assume the religion of Edom or Christianity, outwardly using it to conceal the real core of their belief of Jacob Frank and the true Messiah. Using its core belief to conceal the real core of their belief of Jacob Frank as the true Messiah and living God. So you see, when sometimes we encounter that the laws are done away with and it doesn't matter anymore and all of that stuff, that has an origin. Okay, there's an origin in it. The Frankists or the Sabbateans, as they were called before, this is the true core of their belief, of their religious system. It's to finish away with God's laws and create their own rule and establish themselves as the Messiah. Did you know that? All right. Hey, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Tell us what you think. All right. Bless you. Have a good week. Stay prayed up and sin not. Until we meet again, Most High will. Shalom.